The third W question would be where processing system is, or how you're going to process that the complete task. So we talked about what, when. Now it's a time to learn about where. So when we talk about where, it's all about where it belongs to, or where it is home is. So let's consider as where it is home. When I say it's home, it actually means to we need to decide where it actually belongs physically or digitally, so that we can process accordingly. I want to give some kind of thumb rules. The first one would be remember a kind of phrase. Everything has a home. Everything has a home, and there's no visitor. That means you have a home, and you don't want to allow any of the visitors. That means, um, like you take one of the shelf. Within the shelf, you wanted to put all the pens at one place, backup pens one place. So you don't want to swap them. By putting some other sticky notes inside that shelf. So because sticky notes, when you put it there, it becomes as a visitor. So you don't want to uh, allow your visitors to come into that home. So everything has a home. That means every possible thing you are going to segregate properly, and you're going to process accordingly. That's what the thumb rule which we wanted to talk. And coming back to the next point, you can use just to make it more clear, like folders, boxes, or trays, or shelves, so that you can separate it and wherever they belongs to it. So that these tools are very flexible, as long as you can clear boundaries. You have a clear boundaries, so that between them different items, so you don't mix up them. So it's easy for us to work on it. And for example, you have a physical item which you wanted to process. So way to process is a question, for example, for you. If it is a physical paper kind of thing, and you are in a doubt way to process how to do it. So if you have some kind of a doubt, just throw it out. But if you are talking about the digital one, so what you're going to do is you're going to actually move into a kind of backup or archive folder somewhere, because the data becomes very cheap for you most of the time. But search engines becomes very popular, so that you can search within that application. If really needed, you can easily call that specific information from your storage. So it's the best option. And coming back to the whatever the processing method you're using, let's say you wanted to you wanted to collaborate with your colleagues or your co-workers, or with your friends, or with your family. Always try to include them in the proper calendar, so that they are in the list, and your applications also should be in a sync continuously. So whenever you swap a device from Windows to Linux, or maybe to a mobile, so the calendar works on the same device. So you should be um, able to use these a kind of an application which should sync around all the devices. That would be makes more sense. And also, when you're working on some of the categorized applications, let's say you're working on a shopping applications, or you're finding out some of the uh, fine tuning some kind of bits. Example, you're finding some bits. So what you can do is, whatever the bits you're receiving, you can categorize as a bits for November month 2019 for some of the project name, so that whatever the category of the mails, or whatever the things are coming up, you can categorize them based on that specific category, so that it's so easy for you to find out later point. So to summarize, a word processing system, when you're answering where it's home, the processing question comes, everything has a home, so there's no visitors to be allowed inside that home. So with the physical items called, when you're in a doubt of something, the physical items, just throw it out. And when it comes to the digital, if you can keep it, just keep it. And when you're trying to sync with your contacts in a central applications, like a calendar or such things, or the task, you must have to sync and assign according to your contact, so that they also be notified and they also be synced with you and they're aligned with your all the tasks. I hope this is useful for you. We'll catch you in the next lecture.